And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lorelines, episode 76 today. We're discussing the Sil'dihn Subterrane. I hope everyone had a great week. I wasn't present last week. I remember seeing a very amusing image of all of us with big red X's. I think Cobran and Ayumi had a good time, though. If you didn't catch that, go catch it. It's on the Omicrons. And yeah, it's been a fun week. I just didn't want to spoil myself last week, so here we are. Hey, everybody.
Hello, how are you? Yes, Val, welcome back from the dead. I'm glad to see that the assassin didn't kill you too badly.
I was in my ninja training. I actually did power level ninja from 81 to 90 in 48 hours last week.
Oh my God.
But anyway, yeah, man, I'm back. And I'm not dead.
Well, we're glad to have you. So tell us, how far have you gotten in the variant dungeons?
Yeah, so me personally, I did manage to complete all 12 of the logs. I did cheat. I got the first 6 naturally and then decided to read the lore books after I collected the rest, but I didn't really feel like going through and manually discovering all the different ins and outs. For those who don't know, the variant dungeons were added very recently. It is a wonderful 1 to 4 person experience. With one person, it is challenging, no doubt, but they give you access to basically logos actions or Bosnia actions for the different roles. And so you can bring a variant raise or variant cure or a variant rampart. And so I was rolling with DPS class and just playing with rampart and cure, and it worked out okay as long as you use the shit on cooldown. So, but anyway, there's different diverging paths when you go inside, and you have choices to make as to like which lever to press or which knob to turn, and it changes the way the bosses that you fight interact with the player. And then, in addition to that, when you complete one of the paths, you will get a little note, a little lore book. They're called Sil'dihn Survey Records, and it's a nice little story that I don't know how much. I mean, this is the cast for it, but yeah, you're accompanying Namo, through the depths underneath Ul'dah, and you find all sorts of crazy stuff that's been buried down there. And the lore books are really, really cool. So I got all 12. And then I liked the content so much that I went into the Criterion Dungeon, which is a Savage equivalent, maybe a little bit higher than the first fight of a Savage tier. It's 4 players, and I am outing myself as a bad player, but I did 6 or 7 lockouts, and we didn't clear the first boss. So that's interesting. And then there's a
Yeah.
Savage above that, and I'm like, that's not Savage, guys. What are you doing?
So I have not even gotten all 12. I finished all but 3, and it's been really interesting. I've really been enjoying it. So I haven't been able to poke at the Criterion yet, but it's definitely on my list of things to do.
Yeah, if you want to die with me repeatedly for hours on end, I am completely down. I actually decided to
That
visit
sounds awesome.
to visit you on Balmung right now, so we're at the Gold Saucer just chilling. But yeah, man, it sounds
Yeah.
fun, and I really mean it. It's so easy to just transfer servers. So if you want to play, we can play. Ayumi, are you here?
A Yumi.
Have you stepped away?
What? No?
Hey, buddy.
So does anyone know any good cheat codes for Assassin's Creed Origins? I swear I could hear someone talking about it the other night.
No, but let me tell you a good build.
No, you don't know that.
You're right, I don't.
Anyways,
That's why you should listen to me. It's an outsider
that's
perspective.
gonna be a meme now.
That's
So,
awesome. I approve.
thank you to the person who jumped into my stream the other night and asked me to play the way he wants to.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. There was somebody who was demanding you play. Was that
Yeah,
yesterday?
he
2
asked
days
me to
ago.
come back up to the title screen, press a few buttons so he could boost my character to level 45 so I could play the DLC. I'm like, no, I'm going to play this from level 1 all the way up to, the DLC. It's going to take a bit, but that's why I'm streaming. And
Yeah.
he wouldn't give up on it. He's like, I'm trying to help you. Fine, enjoy your level 111 character.
Like I will. That's what I came here
Sure.
for. What are you doing, guy?
Hey, I will. Thanks. Have a good day.
Oh my
You
goodness.
lose. Good day, sir.
You lose. Yeah, that's fun. Well, we're pretty light staffed today. Anyone in chat, what was your experience like with the variant dungeons? How far you progressed, and what are your plans for the future?
None at all.
You should
He
really
has
come in
no
with
plans
us.
for the future. He plans on dying after stream.
Okay, Strummer.
I had coffee. I'm gonna be up for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Was it liquid death coffee?
No,
Oh well.
French vanilla roast.
Was it double jump coffee?
That sounds okay. Could use some hazelnut.
Yeah.
You enjoy that.
And yes, Rhapsodic Vindication for the Amalja. Yes.
Yeah. So, well, I guess Amy, you don't care. We're gonna talk
I
about.
do not.
Okay, cool. So, in the variant dungeons, like I said, there's branching paths. Ultimately, there are 3 final bosses. So, the mechanics will change based on your triggers, but there's a total of 12 lore books, and not just the text, but the actual exploration process of these dungeons is incredible. Now let's see. I don't know, Cobb, do you have Route 12 done?
I do not have Route 12 done.
Okay, Route 12. Ooh, that was interesting to me.
I got the unlock code for the emotes for Route 12 though.
Good.
Saying Route 12 just makes me think of Pokemon. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So yeah, I that was the run I just finished, and it's like, oh yeah, at the sarcophagus, don't touch it. You have to, was it bow, respect? I think it's do a battle pose or a victory pose, and then I've let me look it up. I remember
Yeah, I actually have it. It's in the Sil'dihn record. See, this is the thing about this content. You can use the cheat code, but they did do a good job. You don't have to guess too much because the paths are naturally branching. And then if you actually read the logs, and I just learned this 25 minutes ago, it tells you what to do. So this one, data log 7, is called "To Learn More of Myrrh," and in it it tells you to not touch the coffin, do a bow, offer your respects, and then celebrate their victory.
Victory. So it's V pose,
Yeah.
and then kneel in. Where is it?
Yeah.
I have it up right now.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is a long one.
It's the second to last paragraph.
No. Stand facing the valorous spirit, perform a single bow, offer your respects for a life well lived. So that's bow, respect, celebrate their warrior's greatest victory with V pose, and then kneel in a moment of reflection. So that's the 4 emotes right there.
Yeah, and if you do all that, it opens up the route Route 12, just so you know.
Oh. Okay.
And I don't want to spoil that one because I had an oh wow moment, but yeah, you should do that soon. That's really cool.
Oh, I'm gonna finish them all today. I've been doing them in order to kind of get the story, and now that I see this, like, there's a progression in the logs of like story. So at first it was just kind of like, oh, okay, so it's like snippets, kind of like Bosja was.
For sure.
But once you put them all together, it's like, oh, this is like a linear progression through all of these.
Yeah, it's pretty close to linear. It's really great. But yeah, like they said, vindication for the Amalja, right? So the ruins we find there.
Yeah.
At first, I wasn't sure what was going on because I hadn't read anything, but I saw them like, okay, why is there a huge catacomb of basically the place out in South Thanalan under here?
Yeah. Rhapsodic asks, do we get the data log entry if we just do the poses without disturbing the crypt? I don't want to disrespect them.
No, the way it's designed, you must either disturb it and fight that boss, or do the respect thing and fight the other boss that shows up. So it always ends with an encounter, and then you get loot. There's no don't fight loot. Yeah. Yep.
I want the loot more than I want to respect the fallen warrior.
Yeah, you get the silky mount.
Yep.
It's incredible. Oh, before we started stream, I was complaining a little bit about the rewards. I know that this is a sore spot for some people in the community, especially the Savage version, but even the normal one, we get really cool, private eye. Hey, see, outfit from the normal mode.
Listen here, see.
Yeah. We get that, and
So
it looks all right.
I thought that reward was awesome.
Agreed.
And you get a mount from this. That's
Agreed.
fantastic. And as a bonus, a ton of awesome Uldal lore.
Yeah, it's like the content is its own reward. Quit whining.
Yeah, exactly. And before anyone asks, I got like a full 2 more minutes done on the Gridania video, so don't bother me about it.
I know that's a big project.
And
Well,
Cabron is actually trying to like message me and DM me and trying to send me letters about how to finish up the Nier video, and I'm like,
And then you sent me an outline, and I was like, all right, I'm going to leave you alone for 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks.
all right, I'll write a script.
Yay. That's really cool.
Rhapsodic says, I'm not really interested in the outfit, honestly. I just want my rat corpse smell.
Rat corpse. It's a familiar. It's fine.
Yeah.
Familiars live forever.
Does anybody have any fun names for the rat corpse?
Squeaky.
Squeaky.
And an annoying piece of shit.
I call her Danger Mouse because if you fight her
Hamskay.
on
I call it Hamskay.
Hamskay.
And there are only a couple
yeah,
of people
Hamtaro?
in chat that, no, there are only a couple of people in chat that will know who I reference.
Oh, I know this. I know this. I know this. Yes, Overlord. Got it.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, Danger Mouse will wreck your face for hours.
Yeah, Hamske was the mouse terrorizing the forest that they adopted, who is now an amazing character.
Who is now, I will beat your ass with just my tail.
Yeah.
I need to catch up on season 4. I haven't even started it yet.
It seems like Final Fantasy does a really good job of oblique or direct pop culture references in like the anime space. You see it all over the place.
Yeah,
So I'm not surprised at all.
Right before this stream, I saw an article pop up. It was like Square Enix finally realized that they can't meet their revenue goals with just Japan.
Oh yeah, that's why we got 4-man content.
Meanwhile, we're all like, well, duh.
Yeah, duh. We exist, therefore, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's a pretty big, sizable portion of the audience. I'm really satisfied with the content. I gotta be honest. A good way for me to put it is this. I used to raid, but I don't raid, okay? I don't raid. I don't care about the loot. I liked doing a one-time completion. The most I had on like final tier kills was like 4 or 5, maybe 6. I don't farm it end of week to week. I just don't. So now that I've not been raiding for a few years, and at all, but the level of drive I had to get into Criterions is bonkers, and I know I haven't cleared it, but the fact that I don't care about rewards, I'm doing it purely for fun, and I'm losing, and I'm not discouraged, is really interesting, because I don't feel that way about Savage at all. I wonder if the ease of getting in, it being 4-player, is all that has changed.
Maybe, but this crazy Lalafell named Magic Mug just ran up to me, traded me a tree toad, laughed, and ran away.
Nice. You like frogs.
No, I don't.
Ribbit.
It was just that was a thing.
It's fine.
Anyway, but yeah, I really appreciate the ease of access because I remember back in early like vanilla WoW days, it's like get 40 people together, it's time to raid,
Jesus Christ.
and that was a logistical nightmare. Even 25, and then they had the 10-man dungeons, and then here you've got 8, which is easier, but I feel like in a lot of cases it's still really hard to get 8 people together to chew glass for a few hours. But 3 other people, yeah, that's totally doable. I can be like, hey, let me just pull up 3 of my friends. Are you online? Let's go. So
yeah, it's been really, really fun for me.
Yeah, I really appreciate the lower barriers to entry with this, because I feel like that's what this game has really been lacking, is a 4-person high-end content thing. And I know a lot of people have been asking for that, but I feel like that's a sore spot for me specifically.
So, earlier you said that the storyline seems to be a linear progression, and one of the huge breakpoints in that is the fact that we just got Lorebook 7, and just it happens to be path 12 that you've discovered how to do.
Yep.
Do you want, while we're live, to go into content, or would you like to still do them in order of number?
No, I'm fine with going into content.
Well, shit. I'm going to transition us over to the windowed screen. I'll bring the game up, and I'm on your server, so we can go in and mess around while we talk.
Awesome.
All right, one sec. Ayumi, you're welcome to join too if you want to have your first run completion.
Rhapsodic asks,
I'm lazy.
are there
Very
any
good.
story differences between the base dungeon and harder versions?
The base version is the only story version. The Criterion iteration of the content is just a few ads, a few mob packs you have to clear, and then a boss, and then the next few mob packs, and then a boss. No story elements. It's just super difficult, and they are fully scripted. There are no variances. It does not variate. It is not a variant.
In the variant dungeon.
In the Criterions, it is just 3 bosses.
3, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yep, it's 3
Which
bosses.
I'm assuming is going to be kind of a path 12 thing.
Could be. But yeah, there's the variants are the story mode that have all the branching paths, and the Criterion and Criterion Savage are completely static. These are the same every time.
So Serena, after watching Zepla, MTQ, Arthur's,
boy.
Matsui, and literally every other 14 streamer and not 14 streamer, YouTube's has recommended our streams to them. So
thank you, Serena. Welcome. Oh boy.
All right.
But yeah, let me throw us over here.
Are you sure you don't want to come? This is going to be a really good time.
He's good.
N.
All right.
Oh.
In that case, anyone in chat who feels like it, I can wait a
actually
few
in the
extra
middle
minutes.
Of something right now, so I'm in the middle of a
Got
posting
it.
thing. So
Makes sense.
and I can't disclose it on screen.
Got it.
On
Okay.
Screen, so
Yeah, so Ayumi's ERPing right now. So
no.
It's fine.
Something a bit more serious than that, and I won't disclose the details.
Okay, that's fine.
fair enough.
Anyone in chat, Balmung, Crystal, Data Center Travel, I can wait a few minutes and we can open up 2 party slots. So we're going to go in and do path 12. And yeah, sounds like the plan.
Rhapsodic, not currently sub, but will be fun to watch. It will be fun to watch, and it will be fun for me to experience because I have not done Path 12 yet. It's one of the ones I'm missing.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I just got the unlock code for Path 12, so
It's good
I'm excited
timing.
to try it.
Not cheating.
Not cheating, no.
Not cheating. All right, let me load my stream. One sec.
So I just want to put out there, I now have enough meat from the Beast Tribes to actually make a video about it. So I'm very excited about that. I have a lot to say about that. Waiting for file screen to load. Any day now. You're literally standing right behind me.
This happens sometimes. Just give me a minute.
And now you broke the stream.
What is this? This is the greatest game ever.
Ah, yes, the game that's harder than Dark Souls. Dank moles. So it's just a black screen.
There we go.
So it wasn't
All
working in windowed. We'll just play in full screen.
Yeah, that works.
There. All right.
Also, yes, I sent Fao a friend request.
Yay, we're
We've
friends.
never seen each other in game.
Yay. Cheer.
Now we know all your friends.
Are you part of the... Oh, that's right. It's cross-world. See, now there's going to be cross-data center link shows. God damn it.
Yep.
Chat, link show, FC, cross-world link show, cross-data center link show, the message board
All
shit.
the link shells. But watch, we're only going to get like 2 cross data center link shells.
Yeah.
That's all the servers can handle because they need to be making room for more housing.
Well, just a quick pass again at chat. If you want to, please be affirmative here and let us know, and we'll wait. Otherwise, we're just going to go in here in a sec.
Oh, Neoconia's on their way.
Awesome.
It might be easier to make a party finder and just put a code in it. That way they don't have to be here to join.
Yeah, that's sensible. Let's do that now. PF. Private.
Path 12.
All right, the password is 1234.
Same password as my luggage. It's brilliant.
It'll be under private in the party finder under VNC.
I should probably join that.
Welcome, Nathalie. Are you Neoconia? Neoconia? Ooh. Excellent. Welcome to the party. Yay. Classes don't matter, but I will break guns.
Then we're good.
Mm-hmm. Let me change my... I can't use Rampart because I'm a tank this time, so we're going to take the AoE stun. And I'm going to keep Cure because we have a raise. Oops.
I see. You can't trust me. That's smart. I'm going to be busy DPSing.
That's fine. All right. Yeah, breaking guns, the true anti-machinist. Exactly. All right, I guess that's it.
I like how the blur just barely doesn't cover your chat screen. It's like,
Oh,
gun
damn it.
equipped, but
Yeah.
but glamorous.
Okay, there we go. Now I can make it bigger again. What glamours?
But the glamours.
I wouldn't have noticed. Thank you. What if I get a weird DM? All right, let's roll. Let's roll. Boop, bop. I said boop, bop. Thank you.
Let's go. To kill, what's his name? For the 15th time. Gary on the steer.
I'm gonna turn cutscenes on as well. Forgot to do that. Music's great, so if you want to listen.
I like that it's just a remix of the Fanline theme.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm super happy with it. This is my kind of thing. Where the hell is this setting? All right, we are not following her this time. We are following the path. So, 1 second.
Yeah, it looks like it's the right path.
Should be the
'cause
right.
The sarcophagus.
Yep. So we must kill the drakes in order.
Biggest to smallest.
Yep. There's a fly in my room, and he keeps attacking me. I don't know what is going on.
So I see these lanterns, and
Yeah.
I'm caught up on the I don't know. Have you ever watched Speakers of Heidelin?
Yeah, sure.
So before Shadowbringers came out, when the first trailer launched,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, "Look at the lanterns! The lanterns! They're Lominson lanterns!" And like everyone thought that Lucio was crazy, and it turns out they were Lominson lanterns. Ever since then, I've been looking at lanterns and like, what's the lore behind these lanterns?
So here she's saying that her clothes smell really bad. She's gonna have to burn them. That made me laugh. Can the stream hear audio? In terms of the game?
Yes.
I can turn it up.
Yeah, exactly, Rhapsodic. Lukiel always gets mocked because he has these wacky theories, and they almost always come true.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've noticed that the path Anonymous picks has an extra treasure chest usually.
Yes, that's
with
true.
more trash in it.
Yeah, that's driving me crazy, actually. Why would I follow her if it's always fake diamonds?
Out there. So I'm now under the impression that the difficulty doesn't really scale with the members of your party.
No, it becomes trivially easy. That's
So it's
kind of
not
what I
like-
expect.
You can solo this, but it's better to do it with a party.
Yeah, if you're gonna go the right path, then it's there's really, I mean, short of the challenge of having done it, there's no special achievement. So,
No wonder it's been taking me so long.
yeah.
I've been doing these solo.
Yeah.
Rhapsodic, I am convinced that's the next one.
Gilmora?
Yeah, and Bao, you and I were talking about this before stream.
Mhm.
I'm absolutely convinced the next variant dungeon is going to be Gomorrah.
You think so?
Yeah, this is done way too well for it not to continue. One, and Galmora is the next one that makes sense since Limsa doesn't really have too much of a like proto Limsa.
I do have a question, actually. Do you still, I mean, you obviously think that, so I'm not saying you don't think that, but my question is, since Deep Dungeon, even though it is not nearly as good content as this, is technically Gilmora, so is this a rehash, or like, are they
So,
just
Palace
giving it the
of-
proper treatment and doing it twice because it needs to have been done twice?
Yeah, Palace of the Dead is Galmora, but Deep Dungeon as a whole,
That's what
the
I mean.
system is not.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, because Heaven on High is
Yeah,
out
is a
of-
Deep Dungeon. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Palace. Technically.
Yeah, so
it's not really a
for-
treatment on it, but
Yeah. For Limsa though, I could see like I don't know, an underground labyrinth of kobold tunnels where they're still at war with Limsa.
this has been bringing to mind. I forget who did the. I don't know if it was Ethis, but it was during the time when Ethis was active, at least. But there were some secret dungeons of 1.0 videos that came out, things that
Oh,
were
yeah,
never
that
actually
was-
brought into assets, and one of them was in Lanosia.
Yep. I think Speakers did a whole
Was it
series on
Speakers?
that.
It might have been
Yeah, that was
Speakers.
That was what was it Remnants of a Realm, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds correct. So yeah, that's. I mean, that's actual. It's a possible rip that they could just grab because the assets exist
Yeah.
or existed.
You
in
and
a way
I are
that-
on the wrong side. This is gonna suck.
It's fine. For me. Here, have a variant cure.
Ah, we're okay. Yeah, their series was really good. From Rise and Fall to Remnants of a Realm, I watched every single episode of that. That was some really good stuff, and I'm really glad because they had talked one time about there's this big area underneath Ul'dah. What could it be?
Yep.
And
Surprise.
here we have it. Yeah, here it is.
It's really great.
Yeah, me too. I'm also excited for the new episodes. That's more like digging into game files and on game files. Which I just take what is on release. That's not to say that they are something that should not be listened to, though they absolutely are.
So,
But yeah.
sorry.
No, it's fine.
I have a curiosity here, which is as little as the Sultana and apparently everyone else knows about these areas, they clearly serve as the aqueducts, and so who services these areas? And well, we have some of this, right? We find brooms and we find evidence of a break-in, things like this.
Yep.
Somebody's maintaining this place. There's no way.
So who
Oops, I'm dead.
would stand to gain the most from maintaining the system and keeping it from everyone else? And it's in the data logs, which is the monetarist.
Yeah, but we
So
have a single key. So you think this is going to be another syndicate issue?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I had intended to read other established lore entries on her parents, but it's become very apparent to me, regardless, that they were assassinated.
Oh, absolutely. Especially after, you know, it was saying that Nanamo's dad was basically coming forward with hard evidence to
Yep.
not go to war with the Amalja.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And
so
then he died.
I'm actually curious if this will lead anywhere, right? Like, if this will lead to a government purge, or if Ulda will finally do what she almost got assassinated for to begin with, and go democratic. I really don't know, but we're exposing things, and
Yeah. I don't think it'll be that. I do think there's going to be some kind of internal political upheaval,
yep,
which honestly would be awesome.
yep,
I've long thought that the next arc, quote unquote, that we need to go into needs to be a political one.
mm-hmm.
Because if it's just go kill this thing, then, you know, we literally went to the edge of the universe and killed the embodiment of despair. I mean,
Yep.
like, that just keeps escalating. But if it's a political matter, that's different.
Yeah, that can go up and down and various.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that we notoriously are really terrible at. Yeah, Bloody Banquet 2.0, exactly. So the Drakes were to the right, I believe.
Yes. Yep. We must kill them in order. I came in here with a friend on in my free company the other day, and I tried to make that clear, and he still AoE'd everything down. I even put like sound effects in the chat. Hey, hey, hey. Well.
Yeah, my first time in here, I was like, just kill them from weakest to biggest.
Absolutely, I did too.
I was wrong. Yeah, and then I did it, I guess, the proper order. Where I was like, what would be the most messed up way? Kill in order of protection. So father, mother, brother, son, daughter, and then the baby. So because I am a horrible person, I unlocked the mirror path.
It is pretty crazy that this is a trigger mechanism where it's been programmed. Like, how old are these drakes? I'm sorry. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Maybe every couple of years they get a new set of Drake family.
Right.
Set the trigger slightly differently.
All right, here we go.
Also, and I know I say silly things like this a lot, but, you know, these are level 90 drakes underneath the city.
Right?
I had the same, like, all these bosses in here, if you just ignore narrative as the reason why Endsinger is X level of difficult, the fact that the Criterions have, like, will wipe you for 7 lockouts, Silky. And Nanamo's mom made her. Like, what is...
Right.
Very confused.
Thanks to a Charlayan scholars. So
Yeah.
once again, Charlayan is the blame.
Yep. Somebody getting in somebody else's business.
Yeah. Watch DPS on the Drake link. Almost dead.
Thank you. Okay, next. And next.
Huzzah!
Yay.
They're just mammoths in the shape of drakes. Clearly that's the case. They're of Allegan design.
Allegan Drake
An
mammoths.
Allegan conspiracy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I need this orchestrion roll so badly.
Right?
The mount has it, but I want the roll.
Yeah, I want to put it on my island. Yeah, the rest of the world's cool and all, but I love Eorzea. See, I'll be honest. During Shadowbringers, I was like, man, we gotta go back to Eorzea next expansion.
Yeah, I still
was-
really like the first.
I do too, but my issue was, while we were in the first, all we got really of Eorzea, not even Eorzea, but of the source, was Bosnia.
Yeah, there was almost nothing.
And it was like, everything on the source is brown and war, and I don't want to go back.
It was interesting.
It never changes.
All right.
Let me see. It's bow, respect, V pose, kneel. Don't touch it. You mustn't read from the book.
Can pull it up in
Gosh.
game then.
Yeah, Bosnia and the weapons were all that happened while we were gone. Exactly.
More book 7. Don't touch. Bow.
Yeah.
Respect. V pose. Kneel.
Alright, I'm gonna do it. It worked.
Yep. Oh, this is so cute.
Wow, Nanamo knew the funeral rites
Yeah.
the whole time.
It's her log. You know?
My God.
This is the final
Oh.
vault.
This looks dangerous.
Friendship's Testament is what it's called.
Oh God. Got the achievement. I don't like these cannons. Oh my God, it's a mammoth.
Look at that super mammoth.
Rhapsodic was right.
And who made it?
Anamo's mom.
So this is an example of the Thorn Dynasty's armaments.
I don't like this.
And it could solo the Endsinger for sure.
Yeah, Gilgamammoth.
Gilgamammoth. All right, let's have fun.
Yep. And so many times we are just grave robbers. Yeah, face made parent square. No. I'm in here just taking screenshots. Ow. What?
All right, so the sides.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yep.
I see.
How is this fair? It has an entire bank of artillery at its command.
This is the GG we needed.
The GG we needed. Thank you.
I love that it's this song.
Yep. For honor. It's a
Yep.
front cleave.
Oh God. That was too far.
I was wondering what they would have called the Savage version of this if it had like a back one. And then I learned later that the Criterion dungeons are specific pre-bosses.
So it's definitely.
They never had to name it, yeah. Oops, 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 oops. Oops, I said. Okay. Oops.
The Gilgamesh lore. He's just an old man that made by Baladia before they went to war with the Amalja.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh no.
This is the same but flippy. Flippy.
Okay.
Yep.
Crazy wabbit.
Its arms, they switch sides. What a dirty trick.
Do that.
Okay. Yes, and yes.
Oh, God.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, this is fun. Also wrong.
Ow.
No. Worse with that. Bahamut, I would guess that this is Ravana's skeleton.
Yeah, it's got to be Ravana. My opinion.
Yeah. Because this game tends to reuse skeletons a lot.
A lot. It's kind of I understand the mechanics of why, but it becomes really apparent sometimes in a way that you don't really necessarily want to have in your game. I don't know.
Yeah. For example, Byragot in Aglaya is Phlegethon from Labyrinth
Sure.
of the Ancients.
And Penthesilea is also Skathak,
Mm-hmm.
Eureka, and Dunskaith.
Yeah, basically, if they can get away with reusing a skeleton, they will.
Yeah, it frees up some labor.
Oh, it absolutely does. As does taking assets from other Final Fantasy games, which they also do.
Oops.
Like specifically 11 and 13.
Mhm,
Not
mhm.
again!
I saw an article last night that was talking about Final Fantasy 16, and
Okay.
their one of their big points in that article was how, well, their opinion is it's the best of both Final Fantasies, and the
Oh, was
best
that the one
were
where it's like a mix of
14 and 12. And I'm like, all right, I don't know if 12 was critically received that well,
It wasn't.
so it's not one of the best, but it is good. And the fact that it's the political drama RPG.
See, that was just an opinion piece, and they started out by talking about 7, and I was kind of like, saying 7's the best one.
Not sure about, yeah. People can have their opinions. It's fine.
Yeah. Square's lit up.
Yep. It'll bounce you.
Boing. This is so cool.
All
This
right.
is one of the best things.
It's so good.
Fao doesn't know I already have Variant Criterion Dungeons unlocked. You me, you bastard! Oh, Uldon. Oh, wow. Not even like. Wow, Uldon and Amalja banners hanging side by side.
Yeah.
That's damning. Oh, wow.
Yeah, not even Sil'dihn or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has got to be coming back. Oh yeah, this is definitely what her parents wanted her to find.
Yep.
A triple triad card. Is there a triple triad card? Did I get it? Oh. I have to come back.
Oh, it'll be fine.
No, you don't understand. I need them all, or else my wife is just going to be like right behind me. She's gonna be like, "Hey, hey, play the interpreter, try it," and then she'll just proceed to absolutely cream me.
That's a fun thing to do together.
Yeah, she's playing it through 8 right now, and she's very proud of just having rid the world of the random rule.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, on that subject, so you're going through 8. My wife is going through 9. She's played about 46 hours in 8 days. She's never played it before, and she got onto it because it's just around. It's just we have it, and
Right.
When she started it, she's like, "Oh, this is cute," as in visually cute.
So
Nice.
I'm looking around here, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to know what all of these things are. So this is obviously proto-paladin armor.
A vase, a brazier, a horn, a shield. What else do you want to know?
Well, in context of Ul'dah, so this is like the paladin, the knights, yeah. This
Right.
is this is the armor they would have worn.
The Sultan Sworn, yeah.
Yeah, the Sultan Sworn, correct.
This looks almost a Malja here.
Hard to say.
Looks like an ornate standard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or vase.
Yep. Don't open it. This is
Might have a lot of fill inside.
a 2-headed Animantis.
That's an incense burner.
Mm-hmm.
Circles up at the top.
Ah, you are correct. This is an incense burner.
Yeah. Dual-headed adamantoise incense. Another
I
ornate
don't know.
vase. Yeah.
This is
Hit from above.
That's a brazier.
Malja- Yeah,
brazier.
Malja brazier.
Another brazier, but that's Olden.
Yeah.
There's an axe.
Yeah.
Axe, yeah.
I don't know if it's a Malja or it looks a Malja.
It does.
That's
This is
of course
clearly
Malja.
Ul'dah.
Clearly.
Yeah, I think Nia's right. That the left hand is Ul'dah stuff, but the right is a Maljan, which
That's
is
a war
interesting.
horn.
Because
Is this the dish?
It looks like a dish, but it's plated.
I think it's a ritual mirror.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think that is more accurate. I don't think it's like to eat off of.
It's got a sun sigil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's artistic, but sacred flame.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Okay, that's not hollowed out, so that's just a trophy.
It's good stuff. Oh, so let's go to the log
Sure.
and let's see what the log says.
Let's do it.
Route 12.
You can see Route 12. Number
so
12.
I'm just gonna point this out that Nanamo's dad, if you cover his eyes and change his hair, looks just like Lotterito.
Sketchy.
Yeah, it's the mustache
Ha!
and bad fashion.
I'm reminded of Papa Shan, right?
Yeah, for
He's an
sure.
older generation. He's retired from the Sultan Sworn. He was clearly very close with the Sultana and the Sultan. And,
Yep.
He's like a foster father for Nanamo.
Right.
So I'm imagining the old Sultan like at the pub with Papa Shan in the old days. 30 plus years ago.
Right.
It's just a cool image.
I think it's interesting that the Sil'dihn Subterrane is Ul'dah. Like there are parts of Sil'dihn down here. but
Yes.
They just basically built Ul'dah over the bones of that nation.
That city, yeah.
State.
I was really struck. You've done the middle route, so you've been to the throne room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that really struck me big time. I'm like, okay, this is really interesting. There's
Yeah.
just the geography, meaning
Mhm.
this is subterranean, and I don't mean below the city, I mean below the ground. And that's
Right.
an interesting thing for an old city that's not that old.
Yeah, agreed.
Um,
I also thought that it was very interesting that it. So I remember Karn, and when you got
Yeah.
to the part where it's like, oh, put the things on the pedestal, I was
Mhm.
like, haha, fire fruit. No,
Yep.
that was specifically for Ul'dah, but
Yep.
Sil'dih took the helmet, and I was like, that's really interesting to see how, those two split off. And then
Yeah.
there was Belladia.
The magic versus the physical army
Right.
kind of construct thing.
But both really liked knowledge
Absolutely.
and money.
So the final data log is called "In Parchment We Trust."
I'll go ahead and read it.
Sure. It says, deep beneath Ul'dah, beyond the twisting tunnels of the Sil'dihn aqueducts, we have discovered a vault in which slumbers a precious legacy. In its center, a catalog of evidence emblazoned with the words, "For coin, country, and comrades in arms, we bequeath this trust to the House of Ul." This solemn declaration, signed by the last Sultan of Thorn, was followed by several pages of florid signatures, a procession of Ul'dan rulers which ends with the name of my own father, and wedged there, betwixt one page and the next, a faded missive penned in his distinctive hand, addressed with the hope that the reader be our darling Nanamo. The letter describes the purpose of the vault. 'Tis a place only known to the royal heirs, a secure archive wherein evidence of Uldah's alliance with the Amalja is preserved. And though tradition dictated this trust be passed on by word of mouth, father felt that, should worst come to worst, 'twas safer to have an explanation committed to parchment. The letter reads, Dearest Nanamo, we wonder what manner of woman you have become. We know the role of Sultana will challenge you in myriad ways. But no matter how your rule unfolds, remember that you shall ever be our greatest achievement. Seize what happiness you may each day, for joy is worth more than all the gil in Ul'dah. Mother, father, be assured, 'tis not sorrow which causes these tears to fall, but overwhelming pride. Now, in this moment, I am simply happy to be your daughter.
Wow, can you imagine what would have happened had they gone through with actually killing Nanamo at the end of ARR and left her dead? And all of this would have just been lost down here forever.
Yeah, permanently sealed by these bastard monetarists.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I still remember, one moment.
Rhapsodic says, Nanamo is the best city-state leader.
Yeah.
Well, Merleweb fans might disagree.
I mean, let's just wait till we see the other ones. They can be a triumvirate of co-equals with their own glorious stories.
So here's my thoughts. It would be, we would get this one for Gridania, and one for Ishgard. Because I'm really curious to see what the Ishgardian civilization was like right after the Great Betrayal.
Yeah, it's really interesting. That was Avalonia, and
Yeah.
what on earth might have happened? Because
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be awesome to see.
yeah, I agree. That'd be good. I mean, they could. This was obviously testing the waters, and they made a very polished product for us. But
And
now
Rhapsodic
that it's an
says-
obvious success, I think that they could do one for every city in the damn world, and it'd be great.
Oh, absolutely. Rhapsodic says, does this imply that the conflict between Ul'dah and the Amalja is much more recent than we've been led to believe?
It certainly does.
Like as recent as the assassination of her parents. Actually, one of the logs says when it happened, and it was during her parents' rule that they were pretty much overruled by the monetarists.
Yeah.
Let me look. I think it's
That might be log 7. No, it's log.
it's 5. Log 5. Yeah, in life, Father was a staunch opponent of the edict to banish the so-called beast tribes. Arrayed against him were the monetarists, who sought to preserve their special concessions and privileges by ousting their competitors. It was with the backing of the syndicate that they overruled the Sultan's will and forced their proposal into law. Unwilling to concede defeat, Father intended to take the battle to the court of public consensus. His weapons would not be easily forged documents or records, but physical proof of the Amal's contribution to Ulda's continued prosperity. Then the quote-unquote accident happened, ending his plans to appeal for harmony ere they could truly begin. So yeah, that whole thing with the beast tribes happened like within the last generation.
Essentially, this is a story where there was a war against zombies, and the Amalja and the Uldans allied. And after the war, the monetarists wanted them out of the city so that they couldn't mess with their coin. And when her father decided to have the gall to bypass the government and go straight to the people, just like Nanamo did in A Realm Reborn, they murdered her parents.
Yeah. And Rhapsodic says, damn, Raubon really should have been able to cut that Lotto Rito bastard in half, too.
Yeah.
But see, that would have cost him an arm and a leg.
I can't say too soon, so I'll just say rude. But yeah, I was when I went through here, I was remembering Raubon's fury. You know, because you read, I had actually done one. I had done this number 5 before, and I think 6. So, you know, it had been spelled out already. And then I see all this, and I'm just thinking about how angry he was, screaming at the monetarists. I know you're there, and then like, you know, patch happens, and all of that goes down. But yeah, I think the anger is well deserved, and bunch of conniving jerks who just keep assassinating. You know, who are the real rulers of Ul'dah? Who are they?
Right.
It's the Syndicate.
Yeah.
And yeah, they in A Realm Reborn they were discussing how Nanamo is, you know, supposed to be a figurehead, and you know, just listen to what we're telling you, and you can be the pretty face who tells people what the law is, but we're in charge. Don't step.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot, actually, of the Empire. When Varys was first talking to Emmett Selk that we saw, or Emperor Solus as he knew him. And he told him, you don't make policy, you administer it. And
That's
I feel
right.
like that's kind of the same relationship the monetarists and the Syndicate kind of have with the Sultan in Ul'dah.
Yeah. Yeah, Varys was not pleased with this arrangement.
Right. I mean, clearly Nanamo wasn't either. She wanted to bring down the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, Nia, thank you so much for coming with us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
How
We'll do
about
more
you?
gameplay anyway. It's fun. It's a good way to make a nice little scene rather
Yeah,
than just a bunch of
absolutely.
faces. Goodness. 3 o'clock. So we've got about 30 minutes left of the stream. I don't know what more there is to discuss about the variants specifically, short of reading all the logs, and I don't want to do that because you haven't done all of the paths yet, so you should experience that on your own, but for anyone who hasn't completed all the logs, I definitely recommend going in here with a party or solo. Party Finder still has groups that are saying, we're doing Path 2, and it's not that hard, it's just an extra step. So, it's totally approachable, a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed all 3 paths. My favorite path was this one, but I think seeing Throne Room was a very close second.
Yeah, the middle path was really, really enlightening.
Kyle, didn't you want to talk about the beast tribes more?
I do, but I don't know how far people are in the beast tribes. They're not even beast tribes anymore. The tribe quest for the Omicrons. We've unlocked another couple of tiers now, and I kind of have a better grasp on where they're going with this. I'm still not convinced that it's life, but they did make a decent argument as to why it is important, which I can accept. And basically what they did, Yumi, I don't know if you wanted to talk to this at all before I get into it.
Let's hear it.
All right. First, Rhapsodic says, I'm looking forward to doing these and getting even madder at the monitorists as I go. Yeah,
Yeah.
the monitorists suck. They are really awful people. So the Beast Tribes, I keep calling them that, even though we don't.
It's we've been taught for 10 years. It's
yeah,
fine.
prejudice is hard to get over.
Yep.
So the Omicron tribes, there, call them the Omicron tribes. Basically, we are populating this cafe with Omicron recreations of dead races. So it's not even like the Dynamis is bringing them back. It's the Dynamis recreations of the Omicrons bringing back these races based on records that they have, based on Dynamis, in the beginning. And so that was kind of a thing for me where I was like, well, if it's like a parody of life, then is it really alive? Does any of this matter? And I went with that, and they made some arguments about, you know, hey, the Dynamis is being affected by this, then therefore it must be life. And I'm thinking, well, no, because Medion kind of sprinkled her Dynamis dust all over everything to make it work. The problem with Dynamis is we don't really have any hard rules for it. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out some logic to this, and it just isn't lining up for me. So I was hard in the no camp. I still am. But as far as does it matter, they made a really good point in the latest unlock, which was for me a couple of days ago, where they said, you know, one day Ultima Thule will fade, and because it's a Dynamis recreation fueled by Medion. And I was thinking about it, I was like, well, there's another parallel to that's very relevant, which is the recreation of Amarod, which will one day also fade. But even though it's a fake, it's still there. We can still interact with it. And the shades there, you know, they aren't life. They're just kind of going through a program. But the Dynamis, quote unquote, life in Ultima Thule is ultimately fated to end. And then I thought about it some more, and I was like, well, you know, if you go to the logical extreme, the universe will one day die, and everything in it's going to die, and everything will end there anyway. So it's kind of the same end regardless. It's going to end the same way, and it's not really about where you end. It's about what you do before you get there. And I think that's really the point that Ultima Thule is trying to drive home, is it's not about whether or not, you know, you're gonna vanish and die, because it's gonna happen. You're gonna vanish, you're gonna die, and that's gonna be it. But it's more about what do you do in the time between that. And I think that's really the point of Ultima Thule, and that I can accept. I still don't think it's life, but I do think that what happens there matters. So I know that was only a 5-minute rant, but
I think
an
that's a
update
really
to
good
my-
rant. It's been the lesson of
last one.
Endwalker anyway.
it has been. And Endwalker through the entire thing has been asking that question. This is the video I'm putting together. It's been asking the question of what is life? What is the importance of life? And they laid the seeds for this in Shadowbringers, wherein Emmett Selk said, I don't consider you to truly be alive, so I'm not going to be guilty of murder if I kill you. And when we get to Elpis, we see that everywhere, where they see this life that they're creating, and they think to themselves, it's not really alive, it's my creation, and I can dispose of it if I want to. And that was the thing that Hermes was really put off by, where, you know, people are creating and discarding life like it's nothing, not thinking about the agency of that life itself. Once you create it, you have a responsibility to that life. And now I'm bordering on a very touchy subject, which I'm not going to go into at all. But basically, the question that it proposes is, what is life?
A miserable pile of secrets.
Yeah, no, that's a man. But what is life? So how do you identify that something is alive versus something is just existing. And I think that's something that they're trying to address in Ultima Thule. They're not doing it very well, but they're trying very hard to address it with their magical god energy. So that's kind of where I am right now. I'm kind of curious to see how it ends up. I see you're hanging out on Corellia there.
Figured it was appropriate.
Yeah, but I just thought
Every
it was
time you
really
say
interesting.
Corellia, every single time.
Time
Fao knows what I'm talking about. Every time you say Corellia.
What, Star Wars?
Oh, the Star Wars. Which I think it's also an actual real life region on Earth. And do a barrel roll.
I'm like, are we in the core worlds?
Yeah, Corellia is the land of the Corellian people in an area of northern Europe in Russia. So not only Star Wars, but actual real life history.
Stop making me want to go back and play SWTOR.
It extended into Finland. There was North Karelia, South Karelia, the Karelian Isthmus, Ladoga Karelia, Olonets Karelia, and White Karelia, which was all north of Russia, kind of where Russia and Finland meet.
This is a bit of a dig into Endwalker in general, but does anyone else have a hard time accepting that Hermes attempted to destroy the universe and yet taught us that life is important? This is the core contradiction of the storytelling, which is it was a test to determine if we were worthy of survival by forcing everything to the brink. And I still can't figure out if that was just stress-induced insanity or if I should be willing to take that as an answer. It's like a weird, it's like the core conflict we have playing this expansion, in my opinion.
I don't know. So Rhapsodic says not really. Every ancient taught us a lot of contradictory but important things. I honestly go back to Lady Swath for this, where it's the responsibility of every living thing to find its own purpose and reason for living. And I agree with that even in real life. But I think that's one of the predominant themes in this, where Hermes was looking for that purpose somewhere else. And when he didn't find the answer he was looking for, he kind of fell apart. Instead of just stopping and trying to find his own purpose, to create his own purpose, and institute change from, a position of leadership, which he now had. He was in a very good position to, alter the thinking of his society, but he kind of just went in the complete opposite direction.
Instead, he had a nervous breakdown.
Exactly.
Or he fell victim to temporary nihilism.
Right.
But his reincarnations had that same flaw all the way through. Kind of, why am I doing all this work? What's even the point?
Right. If everything's gonna die anyway, then why don't I just die now and take everything with me?
Right.
In Cataclysm, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the AI ran into, and kind of what the whole point is, where, like, again, this whole game, one of the themes of 14 as a whole is it's not about where you end up, it's about what you do while you go there. It's about the journey. And that's what this is all really about, is saying, yes, the universe is going to die, yes, the dynamis here is going to fade, all that we're doing here will one day go away. And even at the end of Shadowbringers, Brahatia's reciting, his own musings and saying, one day Mount Gog will fall, one day the Talus will weather, and everything that we did there will fade into legend and be forgotten. And it doesn't matter, because nothing really lasts forever. What's important is that we take advantage of the time we have now and do the best that we can to help future generations live a better life.
And that's what I believe that's what Y'shtola and Urianger said to Emmett right before we faced him in Amarat.
Yep, correct. Be this not also thine purpose, something like that.
Be this also not thy purpose? Don't presume to speak.
Presume to speak of my future.
Yeah.
In the Christian Bale accent.
What a good accent.
That was great.
Don't presume to speak of my future.
So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. I'm gonna make a video and we're gonna open it up for discussion. I'm sure that's gonna be a really heavy discussion on YouTube whenever I get that done.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Well, I suppose we could cut out here a bit early. Normally the discussion would have been a bit longer, but with the lower staff, we just don't have the brains here, I imagine. But I'm really glad we went into there and did Path 12. That was a lot of fun for me.
That was really awesome. So thank you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
thank you, Trania, for coming with us.
It's very good. I don't know what plans we have for next week. I'll have to get back with the other cast members and see what we're interested in discussing. Based on the current trajectory of the game, though, maybe it's a gameplay stream. Maybe it's something else that I'm not thinking of yet.
Criterion done.
Yeah, let's go grind Criterion for an hour and a half.
No, but I know on Monday we're doing kind of a wrap-up discussion about the 13 trilogy, and then next week I'll be starting Type 0. So look forward to that.
Type 0. I don't think I ever experienced any of that.
No one did. That's why we're playing.
Nice.
Yeah, and the live letters in 2 weeks. So
That'll be a big one.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the trailer one, but it'll be the first one where we start talking about what we're going to see in 6.3, because they didn't really go a whole lot into that during the 14-hour broadcast. That was kind of more of a Q&A.
Somebody here, Cobron maybe, had told me that I was not crazy in hearing from someone else that there will be another deep dungeon.
Yes, that was
This
me.
really threw me through a loop because I know that this is what they talked about before Endwalker, but I haven't been keeping tabs on the Q&As and stuff, and so I was thinking that they did such a good job with this that we just wouldn't see it. But if we are going to see it, I'm really excited. This whole expansion cycle has plenty of content for 8 players, and the fact that they're really doubling down on 4-person content, which just by the nature of it being 4 people is way more approachable, even if it's just as hard, is
Right.
great. It's amazing. I'm really pleased.
So, yeah, they talked about it in 6.1.
Mm-hmm.
And the kind of red flag when they said, hey, there's going to be a deep dungeon, I was like, oh, that must be the variant dungeon. But if you look at the requirements for variant dungeon, you have to be level 90 and
Yep.
you have to be at least 575.
Yep.
And the purpose of deep dungeon is really an alternative leveling system. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have people already be at 90 if you're putting in a deep dungeon.
Completely agree, and I am super excited. Did we hear any hints? They probably were very tight-lipped.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even seen where it might be.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
But I am really hoping for Garlandwald because there's
Sure.
a lot of unused area there.
There are, yeah, lots of unused areas.
I want my car.
You
So
want
what
what?
I really want is I really want the ceruleum rig. I want it to just be like a drill going down, like
Oh,
down,
no.
down, and that's the deep dungeon. It's 100 levels of like Garlemald.
How about we don't and try and find the the necropolis. That one. Nabudi.
Oh, and Thavnir?
A necro hall, because we'd already discovered the necro hall of Beland in the Evilis raids.
Mhm.
Let's find the necro hall of Nabudi.
Ah,
That'll be our next
mean,
one.
we could, but I
'Cause
know
that's
it's
the one that got that was another one that got washed away.
it's I am pretty convinced that it's probably gonna be Thavnir somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm guessing probably the mines. Who knows?
Rhapsodic wants a 13th deep dungeon.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool in the void. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I've said this before, but I wouldn't mind Leomond. Since we're going for more grounded storytelling lately.
Same. More
Yep.
Dalmasca Evilis lore.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, after Type 0, I'm forcing Meowth to play Final Fantasy VI on the stream.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, after that, I'm gonna be going into tactics because I've never
Do either
played.
tactics or 12. Holy shit.
So I'm gonna be doing tactics and then 12.
That's good. I actually started 12 a few weeks ago. I've been playing other games. I've decided that I'm probably not going to stream too much personally, but I did start 12 and played maybe 5 or 6 hours, and it seems like it's a good game that everyone should have played.
Still holds up, even though it's kind of weirder, has the weirder system compared to the other ones. I
Yeah.
also hold its soundtrack comparable to 14's. The orchestrations and the use of, just like the grand sweeping tones in it, so good.
Yeah, it seems like
So-
it's going to be a good game. I'm going to commit to playing it, not necessarily live, but I am going to play it. I bought it. It's on my list, and I've already started, so this is good.
See, I bought Zodiac Age, and I'm just
Good.
I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of 12 soundtrack when I played it. I know it was Sakimoto, and I loved Radiant Silvergun soundtrack, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. But I hadn't played Tactics, so there was no
Right.
connection for me, and I don't remember most of 12. And so I think having the background of having played Tactics under my belt and where the world ends up will help a lot with a replay of 12 to kind of understand it better.
Not only that, but you'll be better prepared for Final Fantasy 16.
True.
Because, I could go into several references here, but the Grand Duchy of Rosaria is actually I believe it's either a continent name or an actual country name in Tactics.
Oh, interesting.
Rosalia.
Rosalia.
Yeah, but that's just a localization issue.
But,
Yeah.
but it's a translation
Correct.
of Rosalia
Yep.
to Rosaria.
And
So
Rosalia.
there's already connections there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is really, really cool.
There is
That's a good
also
point.
So, Rhapsodic, I also own Vagrant Story, and I will be playing that as well.
Good. Yeah, it's all good. So
There's
yeah,
another one,
Leomond is
too.
the Vagrant Story entire. You're in the city going down. That's the story.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really cool, and it's
So
unique. It's just such a unique title. I'm not sure how entertaining it is to watch, but I really enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't on PS1 because
I know.
I mean it's just
But hey, if I can figure out a way to stream my console for 13, I can figure out a way to stream that.
true.
Also, the way they say the Dalmekian Republic, what does that sound like?
Dalmascan.
And where it's look, yeah, exactly. So there's already theories that it takes place after Evilis,
Yeah, that's cool. It's
like
super
far,
cool.
far down the line.
My only concern, and it's not really a concern because it's not gonna happen, is people claiming that it's a shard of 14. It's
Yeah,
not.
no,
It's
no,
not
absolutely
even
not.
remotely.
Although they could have done a little better than to make our favorite Midlander the main character.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's a choice. They
But-
made that choice, guys. That is a choice that was made.
yeah.
We should make him look just like Final Fantasy 14's.
and then make them scraggly.
Yeah,
like
just make
future
him
Final
more
Fantasy
like
14.
Scragbert here.
Also, I've already recognized one of the voices
Sure.
from the trailer, and it's the same actor that played. He played in one of the Assassin's Creed. He's also played in one of the HBO's Chernobyl series.
Oh, okay. You got my attention.
Ralph Emerson, and he plays the second or third guy that talks in the trailer. He has that really gruff, growly accent or voice, and I think he plays the dominant to Ramu.
That makes sense. Yeah, 16 is going to be a really crazy title. I'm trying to avoid personal hype because the last time I hyped up a game for myself, I didn't enjoy it as much. I was expecting too much from it. So I think that I'll be picking 16 up when it launches, and I think I'll be playing it, and I think I'll be enjoying it, and I'm just going to try to keep my emotions in check in the meantime.
Oh, I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah.
I won't be
Bye-bye.
streaming. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk about it too. I think everyone's excited for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that'll just about do it. So thank you all for coming. We'll have updates for you on next week's cast, and in the meantime, Ayumi, I believe, do you know when you're starting Assassin's Creed Origins?
I
Yesterday.
started it yesterday.
Thank you. Yesterday? I pay attention.
I stream every Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time.
I was actually there for most of that. It was interesting. I learned a few things, so thank you, Amy.
Trust me, that was just the start of it. We're just laying the groundwork right now. There's a lot more that's going to happen within the next few hours if you're watching.
So I have to ask, are you going to do the boy band crossover?
I think they still have it. I think they do.
Awesome. We should do that. All right.
All right.
I think that about wraps it up.
Yep, that about wraps it up. So yeah, keep an eye on our schedule for streams, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you all for hanging out with us, and we'll check in soon.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, see you guys. Talk to you later.
All right, later, pal.